Right behind is the Kapaleshwar temple. It's a very iconic temple in Chennai, and the Union Home Minister Amit Shah is currently inside the temple offering prayers. It is one of the most iconic temples in Chennai, and there's a huge security cordon that you can see around me, and there's also a welcome group of supporters who are waiting here to welcome the Union Home Minister as we enter the last leg of the campaigns in Tamil Nadu. Amit Shah is in Chennai. Let me just speak to a few of the supporters here. You're waiting for Amit Shah to come in?
Tamil.
So full support for BJP?
BJP, Amit Shah, Chennai,
We have a very interesting character here as well, waiting for the Union Home Minister to come in. You have come here to support.
ஐயா பிரதமர் அவர்கள் அப்பா ஐயா அவர்கள் அம்சா அவர்கள் உலகம் போற்ற அல்ல ஐயா வந்திருக்கிறார்கள்.
Okay, so a big support for him. In fact, let me just take you back here, Swati, because the Union Home Minister, after his visit, is now just going to exit from the temple. This is a very important visit because, remember, this is the BJP trying to consolidate its urban vote base. The BJP has traditionally done well in the urban areas, especially in Chennai. Though in the 2021 assembly elections, it was the DMK that swept all the assembly seats. The BJP increased its vote share. So it is confident that this time around, these are some of the winnable seats where he is going to be campaigning. In just a few moments from now is the Mylapore constituency. Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan is a candidate from here. And on our screens, you can see the Union Home Minister. He is just coming out here. This last leg of the campaign is where the BJP is hoping that the support from the people really solidifies in urban areas in particular. The BJP has performed well in the 2021 elections as well as in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Though the BJP was not allied with the AIADMK in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, they're confident that this time they're going to win several seats, and Mylapore has in fact been identified by the BJP as one of the winnable seats. So there you have it, visuals of the Union Home Minister Amit Shah coming in. This last leg of the elections are also very crucial because this is when the fence sitters especially. Let me also tell you a little bit about the demography of the region. This is mostly working professionals, a huge Hindu population that lives in the region as well. So the BJP is confident that they can make inroads in this region. So it offers the BJP an opportunity to expand its footprint in the urban Tamil Nadu region. The Union Home Minister here seen waving to the supporters who have gathered here, and he is going to be holding a road show, which means that he is going to be galvanizing the support for the BJP as well. There you have it in our cameras. The Union Home Minister with the BJP election in charge, Piyush Goyal, as well as the candidate from the Mylapore constituency, Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan. He's getting on this campaign vehicle. It's a road show, less than 1 kilometer, where he will be traveling on this campaign vehicle, and he will be meeting the supporters for the BJP. A big hope that with the AIADMK support, with this road show, with the top leader of the BJP really coming in, it is going to help consolidate its vote base, Swati.
Absolutely. Pratibha, we are going to stay with you and live with those visuals. Union Home Minister Amit Shah in those visuals, along with Tamilisai Soundararajan and Piyush Goyal as well. We have senior journalist R. Rajgopalan and JVC Sriram, political strategist, on the broadcast as well. Very quickly, if I can go across to our guests and then back to Pratibha. Mr. Rajgopalan, your first comments.
Today, Mr. Amit Shah is in Mylapore and he has been galvanizing the votes for Madam Tamilisai Soundararajan. You can see Piyush Goyal also. My point is, today is the another 1 or 2 days the campaign is going to be. The Tamil Nadu campaign is very peak. Today he saw Vijay all in Trichy was praying at the church. Amit Shah in a temple. So these are all certain signals, and Tamil Nadu is adopting slowly the Hindutva style, and moreover, this is going to create an immense problem for the DMK because Christian votes will also be divided. Hindu votes, especially in Mylapore, more Brahmins are all there. That votes also be divided. DMK is facing immense problem, anti-incumbency. Therefore, I see a wave of Edappadi Palaniswamy and NDA.
JVC, what are the leaders who are contesting focusing on? What are the issues here? What we are given to understand that this is a hub, commercial hub and a cultural hub as well?
Yeah, it's a commercial, commercial and cultural hub. But what we need to understand is that this is a very complicated constituency. You might be thinking that there are a lot of temples, a lot of Brahmins who live there. But actually, if you have to turn around in this particular constituency, there are a lot of slums. There are a lot of slums. There are a lot of fishermen community. There is a lot of minority community who live here. So actually, it's not something going to be a cakewalk for Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan. She's going to struggle. She's already struggling because she has to depend upon TVK's ability to cut into the slums votes, the fishermen's vote. If TVK cuts deep, then there is a chance that she can sail through. But also, that is also I'm not able to see because I'm not just trying to be a pessimist here, but matter of fact is, Nam Tamil Katchi and Tamilnaga Vetri Kazhagam, which is Vijay and Seeman's party, both of them have fielded Brahmins. There is a Brahmin community there, but Mylapur's Brahmins are more leftist Brahmins. They are more liberal Brahmins. They voted for Kamal Hassan's party in 2021. Now, rest of the Brahmins probably in T Nagar and other places, they think differently. These people will even vote for DMK. And expecting the entire Brahmin community of Mylapore to vote for BJP is probably not the right way to approach this election. So she's fighting a tough battle. Best wishes to her. But I don't see a great chance of Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan winning from Mylapore unless otherwise the anti-incumbency votes come largely to her and the minority and the slum votes go to TVK.
Okay, so then
But
let
if
me
that
ask you,
happens,
do you see this
TVK is
as a one-way
the
fight?
to win.
So then do you see this as a one-way fight or is this a multi-cornered fight? Also, let me ask you very quickly because
No, it is a
as far as,
three-way fight.
one second, JVC. As far as the victory margin is concerned, in 2021 assembly elections, it was 12,633 votes. That was the victory margin. Do you see that reducing? Do you see that increasing?
You're asking me or Mr. Rajgopal?
No, it's for you.
Okay, I see the victory margins reducing because, in every seat in Tamil Nadu, particularly in Chennai, the margins are going to be so thin that probably between 30 and 35%, whichever party gets that 30 to 35% is going to win. So that's the reason why I'm saying it's a very, very tough battle. Even in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, if I add ADMK's votes and the BJP votes in Mylapore, it's still lagging behind DMK by around 3%. It's not like T Nagar, where when you add ADMK and BJP's votes, they go past 50% or Velachery. So each constituency is different. So Mylapore is a very tough terrain. I've spent a lot of time there. There are around 70 booths where you will have to go into the slums.
Right.
And these slums are densely populated. Fishermen live there. So at the outset, people will say, oh, Kapalishwar temple is there, Hanuman temple is there, Madhav Perumal temple is there, and Mylapore is full of Brahmins. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Please understand, each constituency has its own demography.
Right. So you're saying
Mylapore
it is
is
going
a
to be
tough
tough.
constituency.
Tough for Tamilisai Soundararajan. But let me bring in other two factors. Mr. Rajagopalan, one, this is also a constituency where you have educated voters. There's a higher concentration of educated voters. Plus, if you look at the number of women voters, 1 lakh, over 1 lakh. Do you think that the women's reservation issue will also play out here and perhaps benefit BJP?
Partly that defeat of the women's bill in parliament by DMK will also echo in the election campaign because yesterday Prime Minister said it in Coimbatore. Even Edappadi Palaniswamy is repeatedly saying in today's propaganda meetings, etc. And moreover, Tamil Nadu is a place where women voters are more, Swati. That will bring an important aspect that the women voters may be attracted by Vijay. Women voters also will be attracted by BJP. We have to wait and watch. Things are very, very difficult for all the political parties. My bet is anyone wins, they will be winning by 500 to 1,000 votes below 4 digits. Tough fight.
Okay.
Very tough fight, but Amit Shah's show is very, very important.
Absolutely.
Because all all DMK, sorry, ADMK, PMK, BJP, and TMC plugs I am seeing is a mammoth rally in Mylapore. So therefore, he is galvanizing the voters. It's a very important occasion. Today, most of the senior leaders are camping in Tamil Nadu. Tomorrow, Rahul Gandhi is going. Tomorrow, Prime Minister is also likely to visit one or two districts. So things are very, very tightening up. 21st of May, April is the last day for canvassing. It's hyping it very intense campaign. Things are good for NDA if you Edappadi Palaniswamy, if you summarize it in nutshell.
Okay, JVC, historically, the AIDMK has secured maximum number of victories as far as this constituency is concerned. So in 2016, it was the AIDMK. 2021, we saw the DMK win the seat. Do you think the voters here follow a particular pattern of changing the political parties, or it's going to remain with the DMK, according to your assessment?
No, it's not like that. In 2011, ADMK won. In 2016, also ADMK won. Because in 2021, there was a different wave altogether. But 2026 election, there is huge anti-incumbency against the DMK government. And these anti-incumbency votes are getting divided. As far as Chennai is concerned, because see, we have to understand one thing, Swati, is that whichever party is more dominant in that particular area, that party is getting affected because of the entry of TVK. So in Mylapore, the most dominant party has been DMK in the last election. But at the same time, ADMK and BJP also have votes. But extent to which the Brahmin women votes are going to move towards TVK would determine whether BJP is in the game or not in the game. If TVK is able to get Brahmin women vote to the less of 40 years of age, he's able to get slum votes, and he's able to get anti-incumbency vote, I would say TVK will win this constitution.
Okay, that's interesting. Please hold on to that thought. I quickly want to go across to Pratibha. Let's take a look at the action live on ground. Yes, Pratibha, over to you.
Live visuals coming in of the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who is campaigning in the Mylapore constituency in Chennai, and it's a roadshow of less than 1 kilometer. This is a largely residential area that sees a huge population, a Hindu population, and the BJP is confident in the urban areas. At least it has a chance of winning this time around. We just have 3 days to go for the elections. The Union Home Minister campaigning for the BJP. He is with Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan, the senior BJP leader, who is also the candidate from the Mylapore constituency. Now, remember, ahead of the elections, there were some differences between the AIADMK and the BJP, but their campaign and unity has really picked up ahead of the elections, and the BJP has gone all guns blazing with the top leaders of the party campaigning for the NDA alliance. This is amid the big attack coming in from the DMK, from Chief Minister Stalin in particular. He in fact also spoke about the delimitation bill. Remember, the Chief Minister said that the defeat of the delimitation bill is the victory of Tamil Nadu. Is that going to be a turning point in the elections? Is going to be interesting to see at a time like this, when the DMK is trying to solidify its support base by saying that this is a fight between Delhi and Tamil Nadu. You have the Union Home Minister who is campaigning here. This is just days after, remember, in the Parliament as well, the Union Home Minister had spoken and addressed these concerns, while the DMK MPs had come dressed in all black, going on to say that the southern states are not going to get enough representation if the delimitation bill is brought in. It was the Union Home Minister who also addressed the floor of the House. He also addressed the Lok Sabha to say that these concerns are lies. He in fact also called out the DMK, among other parties like the TMC as well, going on to say that these are just lies and propaganda. And the Union Home Minister, just days after that, being in Tamil Nadu, again with that same reassurance. In this roadshow, of course, Amit Shah is not speaking. We don't know if at the end point he's going to be speaking or not. He first visited the Kapaleshwara temple. It's a very iconic temple in Chennai. It's again known for the Dravidian architecture, and the BJP has also been talking about how if the BJP comes in, then it is going to protect the Tamil culture. That is what the BJP has been saying, and they have been saying that this is what the election is about. Going on to say that if the BJP and ADMK come together, we are going to protect Tamil pride, protect Tamil culture. The question really is whether over the last few days the narrative has shifted or not, and whether in the last 3 days, with just 3 days to go now, with the big guns of the BJP coming in. Yesterday you had Prime Minister Modi, who had also campaigned in Coimbatore, another stronghold of the BJP, not stronghold but a place where the BJP has had some presence in Tamil Nadu. Now you have the Union Home Minister as well coming in. These are areas where in the 2021 Assembly elections as well as in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, and remember in 2024 Lok Sabha elections the BJP was not allied with the AIADMK, and yet the BJP had performed well in these areas. They had increased their vote share, which is why the BJP is confident that this time the NDA is going to come to power. Just moments before that, in fact, the Union Home Minister had also hit out at the DMK and also at Chief Minister M.K. Stalin in particular, saying that this is dynasty politics, that the Chief Minister is working to make his son Udayanithi Stalin the Chief Minister of the state. So he has attacked the DMK in this regard. And now currently we're looking at the visuals of the Union Home Minister. There are many people, if I can just tell you the kind of proud presence in the region. There are thousands of people who have come in here to have a glimpse of the Union Home Minister, to extend their support. And the BJP expects that with the issues that it is talking about, it is going to resonate with the people, and the voters, especially fence sitters or those who have supported the AIDMK traditionally or those who have supported the BJP, extend their support in the assembly elections as well. So this last leg of the campaign is actually very, very crucial for the BJP, for the AIADMK. And you have the Union Home Minister who has been leading the charge against the DMK, against the Chief Minister, who is here in this very constituency. Remember, in Chennai in particular, the Chief Minister M.K. Stalin also earlier today released a manifesto that was specific to Chennai. Now, the DMK has never before released a manifesto. You can see huge cheers here in the crowd, and not just the BJP workers, but also workers of the AIADMK. So the biggest question for the NDA was whether the acrimony that was witnessed between some of the leaders of the AIADMK and BJP, whether that will translate with the workers as well. But in this last leg, you're seeing the workers from both the parties, and in fact multiple constituents of the NDA who have come together, who are supporting here. And when you have the Union Home Minister, one of the top leaders of the BJP, coming here and campaigning, you are going to see a lot of support. You can see a lot of
BJP welcome! BJP welcome!
These are the chants all through, and you can just look around all through the roads. It is less than a 1 kilometer rally or road show that the Union Home Minister is holding, and you have a huge amount of people who are waiting all through across these regions, waiting to see the Union Home Minister. So whether the BJP can translate this into actual vote share, increase in vote share, and more importantly, as the BJP has seen previously, they've seen an increase in the vote share. They've not been able to convert too much of it into seats. So this time around, can they manage that is the question. Chennai in particular, like we said, this time around also has the Vijay factor. How is that going to play out will also be interesting to see. BJP supporters are all here on the streets waiting to see the Union Home Minister. There are, as you can see, supporters of the BJP, supporters of the AIDMK, and also all constituents of the NDA who have really come in to support the Union Home Minister. It's not just in Chennai. BJP is confident that it can actually turn this into seats this time around in the elections. In the urban areas is where the BJP has performed well previously. So it is hopeful that in Chennai it is going to perform even Tamil culture, protecting Tamil pride as well. Let me just go back to the visuals of the Union Home Minister. He continues to be campaigning here. And all around you can see the BJP workers, many women workers as well who have come out. The women factor in this election is also going to be very important because remember, what the BJP has said, including the Prime Minister's address to the nation yesterday, was that the women are not going to forgive the opposition parties. That's what the Prime Minister went on to say. He said that he wants to apologize to the women, and he said that he tried everything to ensure that women reservation would come in. But it was the opposition parties that blocked it. He in fact also named the DMK as well as the TMC among the other parties as blocking the women's reservation, blocking the rights of women. So is that going to resonate with the people? Will be interesting to see. There are many women who have come out. They are here showing their support to the Union Home Minister. Interestingly, many of them also have these posters of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has not come to Chennai as yet. He was in Coimbatore yesterday, and we saw huge crowds yesterday as well. Today, as the Union Home Minister is here, the question is whether the BJP's X factor is actually going to be from these urban areas where the BJP has performed well. So the biggest question for the BJP this time will be whether that's going to work this time around or not. We have a few supporters of the BJP as well coming in. Have you come here to extend your support?
I am native of Mylapore.
Okay, you're from Mylapore.
Yeah, you are in this constituency I belong.
Okay, so you've come out to support the Union.
Support the unit. Yeah, definitely, sure. They are main pillar of India because of women supporter and the men supporter. Everything they will support. This state government not doing anything for the last 5
So you're
years.
saying this time Tamil Nadu will vote for a change?
Yeah, we need change. Every 5 years we need change.
Okay, so there should be a change. So this is what many supporters saying. Huge security deployment as well, as you can see all around me. Security deployment in place. There are also cultural performances that have been lined up for the Union Home Minister. We're also getting you visuals of the Home Minister. He is in fact waving to all the people who have been waiting. Many of them have been waiting since 4 p.m. To have a look at the Union Home Minister and of course extend their support to the BJP. Like we mentioned, in the 2021 Assembly elections, in fact, it was the DMK that swept the entire region. DMK had performed really well in the entire Chennai region. The BJP hopes that this time around, that is going to change. Many of the BJP leaders, in fact, also interestingly said that the DMK is also sensing some kind of a fear, which is why they released a separate manifesto for Chennai earlier today. This is for the first time that we're seeing DMK release a separate manifesto only for Chennai. So on the day that the Chief Minister released that manifesto, you have the Union Home Minister being here. Again, like we mentioned, women factor is also going to be very important to the BJP, especially considering women form 51% of the electorate in Tamil Nadu. They outnumber the male voters. The appeal going out by the Prime Minister was that the other parties, the Congress and the DMK, have been unfair to the women and have not given them their rights. But on the other hand, there are also freebies that have been promised. Remember, all parties, including the DMK and the Congress combined, whether it is AIADMK, the BJP in its manifesto, or even the TVK in its manifesto, has made huge promises to the women, from monthly grant of 2,000 rupees to 2,500 rupees, ranging from one party to the other. There are huge promises that have been made to the women voters in Tamil Nadu, because women form such an important electorate for any party. So they've been wooing the women. Many pollsters also suggesting that Vijay is also going to have a huge support with the women. He has the star charisma on his side. So he's also expected to dent the urban vote in the areas where there is urban population. It is expected that Vijay's TVK will also do well. So it's a very interesting three-cornered fight that's playing out in Tamil Nadu. And in the last moment as well, there could be huge changes that come in. We've seen how votes, especially the fence-sitters, have crossed over to the other side. That's what the parties are hoping, at least, as they come out to campaign. So in the last leg of the campaigns, you have the Union Home Minister in Mylapore, a constituency that has a lot of urban population, working professionals, Hindu population, a lot of temples in the region. So one of the very significant, culturally significant constituencies. So it is with the reason that the Union Home Minister has actually selected this constituency for his campaign. Let's leave you with these visuals.
All right, Pratibha, catch a breath. Let me quickly go across to JVC, who continues to be with us on the broadcast. Is it too late, the issue of women's reservation? Is it too late to change the mind of the voters?
No, Pratibha, I tend to disagree with you because what has happened is the narratives and the issues have already been cleared. Women's reservation bill is a non-issue as far as voter is concerned in Tamil Nadu. What is an issue there? The drug culture, the women's safety, which has been absolutely, shameful as far as the state is concerned, the pathetic law and order, and the farmers' distress and the price rise. These are the issues. And these are the issues on which the people of Tamil Nadu are voting. DMK tried its level best to bring delimitation and this women's reservation bill and injustice to Tamil Nadu as far as parliament is concerned, seats are concerned, but they did not have any taker. If that did not have any taker, this would also not have any taker. I hope you get what I'm saying and the viewers get what I'm saying. Because for the last 15 days, Mr. Stalin had tried to use this narrative, burnt the law, and also wore black shirts and, raised black flags. And that did not resonate at all. Because this election is fought based on local issues. Local issues I've already mentioned. There is in fact, the DMDK, which is the alliance partner of DMK, with Stalin sitting in the stage.
Right.
She comes onto the stage and tells that there are only two issues which Stalin has had a problem. All other things he has done very well. One is he's unable to control drug culture.
Okay.
Number two is women's safety.
All right.
Now, these are the issues on which people are voting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. JVC, I have to take a pause. Thank you for joining us on the broadcast with your expert opinion. Quick break, leaving our viewers with these live visuals coming in from Mylapore. All right, so we're back with these live visuals coming in of the Home Minister, Amit Shah. He's in Mylapore constituency in Chennai. Remember, this is the last leg of campaigning before voting happens for the state of Tamil Nadu. Let me go across to my colleague Pratibha, who's joining us live from Mylapore. Over to you, Pratibha.
We are here currently in Chennai, in Mylapore, and it's a festival-like atmosphere as the BJP turns the campaign high octane. You have people who have lined up on the streets at the Union, as the Union Home Minister is campaigning in the Mylapore constituency. Now, this is 3 days ahead of the elections in Tamil Nadu. Drums, cultural activities to welcome the Union Home Minister. We have, in fact, Mr. GVL Narasimha, who is with us. Sir, how do you use crowd here? Expected lines?
Yeah, this is the sea of humanity. The entire Chennai has descended onto the Mylapore Road Show. I think unprecedented. Chennai is supposed to be a stronghold of DMK, but if you see the manner, the numbers in which people have turned out here, the change is visible. This road show is a clear demonstration that this is going to be a sweeping victory for the NDA in Tamil Nadu.
So what is the biggest issue? Because Chief Minister Stalin has just now said that this is the defeat of Delhi, and he has framed it as a Delhi versus Tamil Nadu battle. Is that how you see it?
Stalin, in his desperate attempt to divert public attention, has been trying to spin a narrative of turning this against North India or Delhi. But people have decided to vote out the DMK government for the misgovernance for 5 years, for massive failure of law and order, for crimes against women, for drug abuse. I think Stalin is really in for a big defeat. I think he was trying to really divert public attention on delimitation, but he will actually lose out on this issue also, as the women vote will further turn against the DMK.
Okay. Lastly, I want to ask you, the Chief Minister has said that April 23rd is going to mark the final chapter of the NDA.
I think He hasn't bargained for a big defeat. This is going to be a massive rout for the DMK against the dynasty, against the corruption, against the drug menace in Tamil Nadu. And on top of all this, their vote against women reservation is going to really give them a massive defeat. And this is far beyond our expectations. The BJP is contesting in Chennai, only in Mylapore constituency. And look at the turnout in this rally. So we are very, very confident of winning a sweeping 2/3 victory in Tamil Nadu.
Okay, thank you so much for speaking to Times Now. So the only seat in Chennai where the BJP is contesting, the other seats have been given to the allies, the AIADMK. The Union Home Minister is campaigning here, and the BJP says that the women's reservation bill being defeated is going to be the turning point in the elections. Interestingly, it's exactly the opposite that is being said by the DMK and allies, because the Chief Minister says that the fact that the government tried to tie the women's reservation bill to the delimitation bill is going to ensure that it becomes a Tamil Nadu versus Delhi fight. So this is the narrative that has been building up nationally. What is it that resonates on the ground will be interesting to see. There are multiple promises that people, the parties have been making to the people, especially the women voters being wooed by the political parties. There are monthly grants that have been promised by the parties. Previously, the DMK government has been giving 1,000 rupees per month to the women. It has now been increased to 2,000. Similar announcement coming in from the AIADMK. Interestingly, the BJP had a separate manifesto from the AIADMK, again promising the same amount to the women and the TVK as well. But let's get back to the visuals that are coming in.
Amit Shah ji ki jai! Amit Shah ji ki jai! Bharat Mata ki jai! Bharat Mata ki jai! Amit Shah ji ne BJP bill ke ve.
So here are the supporters who have come in, and Mylapore is a constituency where the BJP is contesting it on. Chennai has traditionally been a DMK stronghold. The DMK, even in the 2021 elections, has swept in all the seats in the region. This time around, the BJP hopes that in the urban places where they've seen an increase in the vote share can actually translate into seats as well. If I just go back there, you have the Union Home Minister who is on his campaign vehicle. He's waving to the people. You have interesting cultural performances lined up all through the streets. You have Kathakali performance that has been lined up. In fact, all through in the streets as well, you can see Tamil culture, something that the BJP has been spoken of, being witnessed in, on multiple spots within this entire road show. Less than 1 kilometer. And here you have Vande Mataram as well as Bharat Mata Ki Jai chants coming in from the... And look over there as well. There are many women who have come out on the streets to welcome the Union Home Minister in the state. They are here to extend their support. Madam, you've come out to support the BJP.
BJP. 2 leaves with a lotus.
You're saying only in Mylapore, across Tamil Nadu, BJP?
Tamil Nadu, India.
Okay, all right. So you can see many of the women, BJP workers, also people on the streets, are many residents of the area who have come in as well to welcome the Union Home Minister.
We are in victory mode. Our Home Minister is here. We are in victory mode.
Interestingly, here as well, let me show you, Tamil culture
DMK betrayed the state of Tamil Nadu and the women of Tamil Nadu with the women's bill. There's been a lot of unrest and the people are so unhappy with what the DMK has done, betrayal after betrayal, and now this has resulted in a huge crowd turning out here to witness the Home Minister Shri Amit Shahji's roadshow. It has never seen crowds before and it's a clear change or a clear sign. It's a clear sign of a change in the government. People are fed up of the DMK and NDA is sure to come to power. Shri Amit Shahji is campaigning for various candidates of the NDA today and this is going to reflect very superbly in the coming assembly elections.
Okay, so in Chennai district, the DMK has had a stronghold. It has won from all the seats in 2021. What do you think has changed this time? Is it just the women's reservation bill? What are the other issues?
The DMK today has announced a specific manifesto for Chennai city alone. It's a clear sign that the DMK is rattled. The DMK is losing Chennai and the NDA has gained a lot of foothold today. Youngsters, women, first-time voters and all of them are with the NDA. They are waiting for a change in governance. They want a double-engine Sarkar where the Modi government will support Edapadi's government in the state and the state can again flourish and become number one as it was before.
So AIADMK and the BJP, any differences? Because that was one of the worries for the BJP as well over seat sharing. You're saying all of it has been ironed out?
You are seeing the crowd here. The crowd is a mix of all alliance partners. We are together as a family, not compromising on our core principles, but together as a family and we are here to defeat the DMK. The DMK's family will be defeated by the NDA's family.
There's going to be a change.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, all right. So there you have it. BJP saying we're confident there's going to be a change. They say that the fact that such a huge crowd has come in is testament to the fact that there are winds of change coming in Tamil Nadu. In Chennai, there's also the Vijay factor. Remember, he is also contesting from the Perambur constituency and that is in Chennai. So Vijay is also expected to cut into the urban vote, which is traditionally with the DMK. So will the votes be split completely? That's a big question. And who is going to be the biggest gainer from here? Is it going to be Vijay's TVK or is it going to be the alliance of the BJP and the AIADMK? That's the question. This is the last point where the Union Home Minister will be coming in. You can see people all around. This is in the Mylapore constituency, the constituency where the Union Home Minister is currently campaigning. Many women who have come out, the BJP has said that this election is about the women, that the women are never going to forgive the parties for defeating the women's reservation bill. That has been the biggest talking point for the DMK as well, that went on to say that this is about the delimitation which will be unfair to the people of Tamil Nadu. So that was the narrative that was spread by the DMK, while on the other hand the BJP said that women are going to never forgive the opposition parties, DMK and the Congress party, for defeating this bill in the parliament. Over the last few days, that has been the biggest talking point. The question is, when the voters cast their vote, is that what they're going to be thinking of, the issues of federalism, or are they going to be thinking of the local issues, the civic issues that they face in a day-to-day basis? Which is why today DMK released a Chennai manifesto, separate manifesto for Chennai. Let's take a look at these visuals as well. The Union Home Minister continues his campaign and you have the political parties, all the constituents of the NDA that are continuing to extend their support, who have come out in huge numbers and are here to welcome the Union Home Minister. Is the Home Minister going to speak? Will he speak here? Okay. In just a few moments from now, Swati, you're also going to see the Union Home Minister addressing the crowd. Huge crowds have turned up and it's a roadshow that was planned by the BJP, but he will also address the crowd for a few moments. The Union Home Minister in Chennai, he has been closely monitoring the talks with the alliances as well, and he has also been leading the fight as far as the delimitation bill or the women's reservation bill is concerned. He has in fact also addressed the parliament. He spoke about how it's not going to be unfair to the southern states, but it's all about the message that reaches on the ground. You have Chief Minister Stalin, who spoke not just to the MPs but also to the district secretaries to take this message to the people that control will go to the to Delhi, to the national capital, saying that the state is going to lose rights. Now this is one issue that has resonated with the people of Tamil Nadu in the 60s when the anti-Hindi agitation took place in Tamil Nadu, and the DMK, the Chief Minister in particular, also spoke about those anti-Hindi agitations, going on to say this time around we are going to see similar protests. He in fact also called the defeating of the bill the victory of Tamil Nadu. So that's a sentiment that resonates with the people of Tamil Nadu. Is that going to be the same this time around with the kind of sentiment that echoed with people in the anti-Hindi agitations? Is it going to be the same this time with the delimitation bill or not? Will be interesting to see in the elections. But let me take you back to the visuals. These are the visuals that are coming in. The Union Home Minister is expected to be here in a few minutes, and he is going to be addressing the crowd that has gathered. What do you have to say, BJP? You're confident it will win here?
BJP.
You're from Mylapore?
பெருமடி சார் பெருமடி
If you're confident, BJP?
கண்டிப்பா பிஜேபி ஜெயிக்கும் மேடம்
BJP.
கண்டிப்பா எங்க வீட்ல எல்லாமே பிஜேபி தான் எங்க ஃபேமிலி எல்லாமே பிஜேபி தான் ஃபாதர் மதர் எல்லாம் பிஜேபி தான் போறாங்க
So entire family is going to be voting for the BJP. That's what he says. We have the Union Home Minister right here, and you have the man who is leading the BJP's charge in the state. That is the election in charge of the BJP, the Union Minister Piyush Goyal, who is right next to him as well. Earlier today, he also had a chat with the media persons, and he said that this election is about defeating the corrupt practices of the DMK. He went on to say that the Chief Minister wants to make his son Udayanidhi the Chief Minister, and this will be the end of the dynasty politics. That's what he went on to say. So the BJP has been saying that there should be an end of that rule here in the state, but the question still remains on whether they can form the government here or not, because the AIADMK has been strong, but that was during the Jayalalitha era. In the 2021 elections, the AIADMK had been battered. It didn't have the kind of support that it did during Jayalalitha era, but they are confident, the NDA is confident that this time around things are completely different, that things have changed around completely for the AIADMK. They say that people are looking for a change, and E. Swami is going to lead the charge against the DMK as well. The Union Home Minister now expected to address the crowd. There are people who have gathered here asking the Union Home Minister to speak. He is waving to all those who are gathered around him.
ஓப்பன் டவுன் பண்ணுங்க இந்த ரோட ஃப்ரீ பண்ணுங்க சார் இந்த ரோட ஃப்ரீ பண்ணுங்க வா பின்னாடி போமா பின்னாடி போ சார் ஒரு பின்னாடி போங்க ரோப்புக்கு உள்ள போங்க பின்னாடி போங்கம்மா பின்னாடி போங்க சார் பின்னாடி போங்க சார் பின்னாடி போங்க சார்
These are live visuals coming in from Mylapore constituency in Chennai, the only seat in Chennai that the BJP is going to contest on. Pratibha was getting us the live reports and reactions from on ground of the BJP supporters who believe that this time it's going to be the Bharatiya Janata Party as far as the Mylapore constituency is concerned, which remains a stronghold of the DMK, and it is the equal number of times, if not less, that the AIADMK and the DMK have been chosen by the people of this constituency. So the roadshow has ended. Perhaps the Home Minister would also be addressing the media. We'll cut to it when that happens. At the moment, we have some